In Civ 6, Rome is one of the strongest civs in existence, despite being an OG civ released way back in 2016. Yeah, it's been a while. But in today's Civilization 6 video, I'm going to be showing you how to actually play Rome. I already made this video for Deutschland, Germany. Sorry, Germany. So let me know down below in the comments which civ you want to see next, as I'll do whoever has the most comments or likes or whatever. So let's just jump right into the video. Rome's unique ability is Minecraft Creative Mode. After founding or conquering cities, if they're within trader range, they get a road already completed and fully maintained out of nowhere going towards their capital, Rome. This is really helpful because roads not only increase trader yields, making them worth it for Rome early on, but they also allow you to reinforce the front line with your legions and units, as roads give movement speed bonuses to military and civilian units. But what if I don't have Rome because the AI took my capital from me? Do I still get free roads to my capital? If you lose your capital and you continue playing, you're a madman. I've never met anyone who actually does that, but if you do, then yes, Rome's will be sent to your new capital, but your already placed cities don't get new roads to your new capital, if that makes any sense. Trajan's leader ability is literally 1984. With Trajan's superiority complex, you get free monuments to the Roman emperor himself, which gives you 2 culture for every city you settle, which is huge. The biggest thing you can get early on is colonization, agro-gay, natural philosophy, policy cards that give you big bonuses to get settlers faster, to get your military units faster for conquest, which feeds into that culture generation, because the more cities you have, the more culture you will get. I think without a doubt that they have the best leader ability in the entire game. That is how strong the free monuments are. And you can also get a very big PP very early on for oligarchy and for extra combat strength for your legions, because they obviously needed the help. 40 combat strength in the ancient era isn't enough, right guys? Rome's unique unit is the entire reason Redditors bought Civ 6. The Roman Legion is the equivalent of your dad coming home from work after you got suspended from school. Run. The Roman Legion is the strongest classical era unique unit, as that's literally its entire shtick. 5 extra combat strength, which might not seem like a lot, but it changes your game that early into the game. You add in oligarchy and a great general, both of which are in your supposed tech path, and you have bonuses towards getting. Add that in with a very cheap iron requirement and pretty cheap upgrade path, and you're sitting there with potentially 60 combat strength legions, which in the classical era one-shots everything without question. Usually one unique unit isn't enough to carry a game. Take Gandhi's Varu for example. They're not really known as the best domination civ, Gandhi I'm talking about, but the Legion is completely different, coming in an ideal time, getting bonuses from oligarchies and early great generals, and being extremely easy and strong to use. Rome's unique district is... wait, Rome has a unique district? The bath isn't anything special. It's an aqueduct replacement that gives you an extra 2 housing and 1 amenity per bath. It gains extra amenities with geothermal fissures, and yeah, it's really not the best. You could probably just ignore this, honestly. The main Roman strategy is simple. Beeline ironworking and political philosophy, and run around asking the AI for smoke. With battering rams, you are unstoppable until the Renaissance era, where field cannons and musketmen can finally do something about your legions. Build 2 to 3 settlers and an encampment, as well as take the builder pantheon or build a couple. Settle and work an iron tile to get a boost to iron working, rather than settling the actual iron tile, which doesn't give you the Eureka, and go for masonry to tear down walls. Build 4 to 5 warriors. Do this by building them in new cities you've settled because you already have the monument in them, and with agro-gay you can easily build them in new cities in 10 turns or less, and do encampment training in your capital to get an early great general. Boudica leading the Roman Empire, ironic but still very effective. After you get PP and legions, you will have 4 to 5 legions, a battering ram, 3 cities, and a lust for conquest. Take out your nearest neighbor or city-state, and continue warring until your legions get halted. Don't lose units and get them promoted, as a 1 promotion legion gives 40 base, plus 4 from oligarchy, 5 from the great general, and 7 from battlecry promotion, equaling 56 base combat strength in an era where 35 is the strongest you can usually get. build campuses, and get the luxury tax while you're spanking the AI silly. And when your run with legions ends, you should be top in science and culture, and then you could go for whatever victory type you want. Although with your promoted army, you can probably continue going to war, transition to science with all your cities. Diplo isn't really possible at this point, neither is a religion. Because of all the capitals you've taken, you're going to be making negative Diplo favor, and you don't really want to go for a religion early on as Rome. Culture might be hard because people really don't like it when you try to attack and take out your nearest neighbors like Vladimir Putin. Now for some secret Roman strategies hid in the underground fallout bunkers below. The first one is Crusade. Crusade Rome has you go for an early religion, giving your already strong legions up to 66 base combat strength in enemy lands following your religion with Crusade. The religion might give you some other yields and buildings, as well as work ethic, which can give you big boosts to building multiple armies very quickly. This is really better for an all-game domination strategy, but it does take a lot out of your early game legion push, so it can limit your early expansion and growth. I'd really only consider this strategy if I got Void Singers and a relic, because then I would have enough faith for missionaries, and with Rome's free monuments, they would get free Old God obelisks, which each provide 4 faith per turn, allowing you to spam out missionaries. But it can be a great strategy to increase the time your legions are effective for and your late game domination prospects. The second strategy is Void Singers Rome into Grandmaster's Chapel. The Grandmaster's Chapel is a tier 2 government building which you can build, and then you can go ahead and get units for faith. You can buy them straight up with faith, and with Rome's unique ability, you'll get Old God obelisks for free, giving you 4 faith per city, allowing you to build completely new armies in the blink of an eye. The third strategy is Italian Renaissance. It's funny how Renaissance Italy is known for culture, which Rome can do with free monuments. Essentially, this strategy has Rome going full on for culture, ignoring legions, and focusing on settler production early on with colonization and ancestral hall. With about 15 cities, that's potentially 30 free culture without doing anything, and since you'll be the first to theater squares and most wonders, considering the fact that Rome is the only civ with a turn 1 culture bonus, you can continue snowballing this culture lead as you leave aside your Roman legacy for Venetian and Florential prospects. I think that's how I say Florence. Rome is the only civ with a turn 1 culture advantage, which is game changing for that victory type, and with an early lead you can easily snowball to an insurmountable lead. Despite the fact that about 85% of you aren't subscribed, I just want to get that number down to 69% for the memes, so if you do enjoy, subscribe to help me achieve my dream. The best wonders for Rome are Terracotta Army, Colosseum, and Jabal Barca. Terracotta Army gives all your units 1 promotion and a free Great General point per turn, which feeds into your army, as at this point in the early medieval era, you should have already 2 to 3 promotions on most units, allowing you to get elite units in the late classical, early medieval era. Colosseum gives all cities within 6 tiles 2 amenities, and most importantly 2 culture. This right here is huge, as since you want to spam cities anyway as Rome, getting a really good Colosseum will just give you even more culture on top of your already high culture output, which again might give you an insurmountable lead within 50 turns of the game's start. Jabal Barca requires a desert hill tile but gives 6 iron per turn. This can let you not only get a legion army if you don't have nearby iron anyway, but it also gives you more than enough iron to both upgrade your army and trade the excess iron for more money. Overall, wonders reduce your military spending, and like the United States, we can't have that. So I recommend building wonders only in the late classical era after you already have your base army out that you need to wreak havoc on the world. The best government for Rome is oligarchy, and it isn't even close. Not much to be said except you get more experience and combat strength from your legions, giving you a huge leg up, especially against civs who focus on cavalry and civs who decided not to go oligarchy. With the experience, you can get super promoted legions, and since you'll probably have more long-term, well-promoted units than the AI, mainly because they subscribe to the Soviet Union doctrine of throwing your soldiers at the enemies and hoping you have more than they have bullets. You will have another advantage to early war, and that gives Romans by far the most effective classical and medieval era war machine in the entire game, better than Macedon, better than the Zulu, heck, better than everybody. Tier 2 is kind of dependent on the game. Usually it's Merchant Republic because it gives you the money to maintain and upgrade your army, as well as being on the same tech path as mercenaries, giving you cheaper upgrades. Although if you do decide to go for a diplomatic or a religious game, monarchy and theocracy could be worth it in specific circumstances. Tier 3, it's probably best to go fash space ism. Extra combat strength and oligarchic legacy is the most powerful combination, with 9 combat strength for melee units, which can even make pike units effective. Tier 4 is flip a coin or spin a wheel or whatever. They're all decent, but if you're gonna go for domination, I'd rather stick with fascism, to be honest. Oh my god. Help! Help! Now we have some pitfalls to avoid, not a ripoff from Zigzag Ziggle's guides. The first one is not beelining ironworking. Getting worker techs or campuses early on does not let you get your legions out as fast unless you have a +6 campus or something, so don't do anything until you actually get ironworking and unlock legions, as that also gives you enough time to build the settlers, warriors you need, as well as go for encampments and encampment training. You won't have enough time in that build order to go for something else like campuses or builders to get luxury resources. The second pitfall is not building ranged units. As strong as legions are, if the AI has enough of their own archers and walls, they can stop your advance, as when ranged units attack, they don't take any damage. But if you attack them with legions, being a melee unit, you will always take damage, lowering your health, forcing you to heal and spend 5-10 turns waiting for them to get healed up, or you might even lose some of your well-produced legions. Now, in this footage, as you can see, I actually fell for this pitfall, and it really did slow down my domination because I was forced to wait, fortify, heal my units instead of just going Rambo and taking out England as fast as I possibly could. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is build archers. They're still the best unit in Civilization 6. How to get 70 combat strength legions in the ancient era. That's simple. A legion has 40 combat strength. You get 4 from Oligarchy, 5 from a Great General, 5 from Himiko in the Heroes and Legends game mode, 7 from the first promotion Battle Cry, and up to 10 from flanking bonuses, although usually that's just +6 max. All that added together gives you about 67 combat strength, not even factoring in a potential 10 extra combat strength from attacking anti-cavalry units like spearmen. That gives you, in total, potentially up to 77 combat strength against anti-cav units in the right circumstances, making them stronger than modern era infantry. As you can see, completely balanced. And finally, before we wrap up this video, we got some tips for multiplayer. Human players don't have a chance against you in the early game because they don't have the +4 deity combat strength bonus. You'll get political philosophy before anyone else, meaning if you're fast enough, you can immediately get 50 combat strength legions with great generals by about turn 40 max. And now the enemy player is stuck between 2 bad scenarios. They could beeline walls and archers, ignoring their economy and building a defense, or they could just go for walls or archers and focus a little on their economy, or they could just ignore defense and focus completely on the economy. This either lets you A, easily destroy them, as you need both walls and archers together to actually stop legions, or B, if they decide to go for a complete defense, they might actually stop you, but they're going to have 2 to 3 cities that aren't very good without any districts, and that means you could just tech up, put the pressure on them, and then you can attack them and take them out when you have a tech advantage, so either way you win. Let me know down below exactly who you want to see next, and as always, leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on future content. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.